Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode. So this episode is going to be a little bit different than we're used to seeing. We are going to do a Supreme Bandana fake versus real box logo comparison. I'm going to show you guys the box logo, and I'm going to let you look at the grain, the quality. I'm going to let you make a decision, and then I will reveal which one is fake or real. So stay tuned for this episode, guys. I think this is going to be extremely informative for those that don't know how to spot a fake. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay guys, so we have the full lineup here. Let's go ahead and dive into this quick review and see if we can locate any inconsistencies with these box logos. Let's get into it. Okay everyone, so we are in my office. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two. The first thing I'd like us to look at here is the actual letters. So when we look at the Supreme logo, I personally can't tell of really any imperfections with this BOGO. The R and the E aren't touching. It's very straight. There's really not much to say. But let's take a look with this black one real fast. Again, very clean. The letters are straight. The R and the E are not touching. The R is pretty straight. But I do want to point something out to you guys. Which one of these do you think is real versus fake? I'm going to tell you now, just so we can look at the differences, but I'm eager to hear if you guys were right or wrong. This is the real one, this is the fake. And I'm gonna be honest guys, when you are just strictly looking at the box logo, I really can't tell of any imperfections. Everything looks perfect to me. And unless we had the same color side by side, which we don't have that for this video, but if we did, maybe we could see some differences in the shades of color. But given that we don't, I don't think that this is something that someone's really going to see or call you out on the street. So next, let's take a look at the tags. So here, again, we have the Supreme logo made in Canada. Let's take a look at the real one and see if it's the same. So let's compare these two fonts. And guys, I'm going to be honest, between these two, I personally cannot tell a difference. This tag may actually be a little bit darker in terms of a shade, but I'm really nitpicking at this point. In fact, the little R here on the tag is actually more clear than the legitimate tag. This one seems to be just a tad bit blurred. I don't think my camera can pick it up, but that is one little bit of a difference I've noticed. Here's the Made in Canada tag. I will say the Made in Canada tag is a little more sharply written here. Where we look at this tag, it's still very sharp, but you can kind of see here, it's almost like the camera can't pick it up, that it's a little blurry around the M and the C. So let's take a look at some of the stitching patterns here. We do have kind of a cross stitching, whereas with this stitching, we don't. So this could actually be one of the biggest giveaways. Is you've got these lines coming down with crosses coming through. You guys see these little cross stitchings? Whereas with this, with the real one, I know it's black so it's kind of hard to see, but the stitching appears to be slanted, 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 slanted. So it's definitely more like a triangle pattern with this particular hoodie. It looks like a little triangle, it's going up and down. Where with this, the stitching is kind of more spread apart and is more so going up and down with slants across. Now, I wanted to show this tag, but with this being pink, this tag here is just, it's going to be difficult to kind of show you guys what this is all about. The camera has a hard time picking it up. It's very clear, easy to read. Let's take a look at some of the stitching on the arms. So this is kind of the arm stitching here. Again, the stitching patterns are completely different between the two. I'll see if my camera can pick it up. We'll start with the pink. But with the pink here, with the fake one, you can see these straight lines and then diagonal lines coming this direction. Where with this, on the real one, there are diagonal patterns in there, but it's a thicker stitch. In fact, this part here is got what appears to be 2 stitches at the top, where with the fake one, you only have 1 stitching at the top. So I think that's another giveaway. So let's go ahead and switch out with the blue and the gray and take a closer look at those two just to see what differences we can find. Okay guys, so just like for the last one, we will take a look at the initial box logo. I'll tell you guys which one is real and fake, and then we will compare the differences. So here is a close-up of the baby blue Supreme box logo. Again, letters are very even, very straight, concise. Grain quality looks great. And now for the gray. Again, very similar. Nothing stands out to me. R and the E aren't touching. The R is straight. We don't have a floating E. It's a very well done box logo. So which one of these do you guys think is fake? This is the real one. This is the fake one. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tags real quick. So here's the real tag. And this is the fake tag. Again, when we put them side by side, it's really near impossible to see which one we would consider real or fake. In fact, the real one has a blurred S. I don't think the camera can pick it up, but it's actually a little blurry, where this is more sharp. Again, the R, the biggest giveaway I think I've found so far with the 2 real box logos, is it's extremely sharp compared to the R here on the gray one. It seems to be a little bit blurry on this one, where this is just dead even sharp. Flipping the tags upside down, take a look at this E. The E looks proper, and the E in extra large here looks like it's been smeared. You guys kind of see that? It looks a little flat compared to this E. Actually, it looks like a normal E. Definitely a difference there. Let's just look at some of the stitching here right above the tag, just to see if there's any differences. There is some differences. So you can see here on this left side, it looks like it's been interwoven with these lines here. You don't have that here. You just have a single thread that goes up and down. Again, another giveaway. The stitching here appears to be triangles, where this here, you don't have triangles. It's kind of like more or less squares on this real one, which is different than we saw on the last one. Okay guys, I think this is more or less another dead giveaway. When we flip this Made in Canada tag over, we're able to read the letters and the numbers from left to right. When we do that with the fake one, Made in Canada, the numbers and letters are actually upside down and reversed from right to left. So this could be another giveaway that your box logo is fake if this has this. In fact, I'm going to get my other fake one real quick to verify. So we do have another fake one here, the pink one, but when we do flip this upside down, it is correct. So very interesting how this has been corrected. This is a newer model than this gray one. This gray one is 2-3 months old, where this is more of a current fake that's been updated. And here's the real black one. Again, the numbers are left to right, not upside down. Another interesting point. So one thing that we haven't discussed yet is the wash tag. So let's go ahead and pull up the wash tag and see what that looks like. Here it is. It says Supreme New York City, 100% cotton. Kind of gives you guys an idea of how to wash and dry it. Let's look at the fake one. The fake one here, again, says Supreme New York City, 90% cotton, 10% polyester. Again, tells you how to wash and dry it. Right off the bat, between these two labels, I can see that this real one is more sharp, where this seems to be a little bit more bold. It's definitely a bolded appearance. It's not as sharp as the actual real tag. Flipping upside down, it says 100% cotton. This is what the tags look like on the other side. And next up, we will look at the little Supreme tag on the outside. I don't think that this really has any sort of a dead giveaway. It looks pretty good to me, actually. The blue one obviously is going to be blue. And this is what that looks like. So here they are side by side. Both of them kind of have a smashed E here on the end. I don't think the camera can pick it up. But the E here on the end is kind of like smashed a little bit, but that's on both of these tags. Now guys, it's very interesting when we look at these, because when we take this real BOGO here and we compare it with the texture of this fake pink, both of these are 100% cotton, and whenever you feel the material, it literally feels the same. So to the touch, I can't tell a single difference between these two. If you were to blindfold me and hand me both of these hoodies, I would simply be guessing if I was going to tell you which one of these felt like the fake. This BOGO here is absolutely perfect in my opinion, and really unless I had a exact color of this to make out all the different parts of the grain, I don't think that anybody would be able to tell the difference. I mean, you would literally have to study this for days to maybe see an inconsistency, but to see it on someone walking down the street, there's just absolutely no way. I'm just going to assume that this is a real BOGO. There's not a lot of things about these hoodies that stand out that just scream this is fake. You really got to get down to the stitching in order to see it, and I did just find something on my own here which I do want to point out to you guys, and that is where the pocket is, the front pocket of this BOGO right here. You're gonna see a little bit of a stitch here at the top of the pocket. Now this stitch here at the top of the pocket is pretty thick, and one thing I've noticed with these fakes is that when we look at its stitch here, it's actually a little bit thinner. It's about half the size of the real one. I just compared my two real ones to the two fakes, and it is definitely noticeable on both the fakes. But again, it's such a hard thing to show you guys. Again, this is the stitching where it meets at the top of the pockets, and the blue one is well, I'm not gonna say it's considerably thicker, but it's definitely thicker than the one next to it. And the camera may make it appear like it's not, but in person you can definitely see the difference. I would say it's probably a millimeter more thicker here going up and down compared to the one on the pink one. When I look at the inside of the hood here, and I'm just looking at some of the stitching here, I'm not going to zoom in for you guys because I don't think it's really necessary to show this. I actually feel like the replica is cleaner. It's just a cleaner thread. It's a cleaner stitch. It is a little bit tighter stitching, so there's going to be more stitches throughout the length here compared to this, where these are a little bit more spaced out. Again, it's as you can see, it's actually stitched extremely close, but in comparison, this is actually stitched closer than the real one. The eyelets here, again, are the same as on retail. The stitching of this drawstring, same as retail. So I will say, guys, that if you are looking to buy one of these Supreme bandana box logos, or even the new cross BOGO that just recently came out a month ago, you got to be kind of careful when you buy these, and you need to be very educated on some of the stuff that I just mentioned, because the blanks that Supreme uses, they're probably not the same but across the board, but I would say that they are, for the most part, going to be about the same. And honestly, if I was you guys, if you could take a retail box logo with you to go buy one, if you're buying one on Facebook Marketplace or meeting up with a friend or whoever, if you have a real one and know a real one is available to you, try to compare the real one to the one that you're buying so that you know you're not getting a fake. Again, I think the biggest details of this, first of all, the Chinese have this down extremely good. You can easily be fooled. The only giveaways, in fact, there really isn't any, but there's just the smallest minute details in just the stitching. Use your resources, study up, make sure that you know what you're getting so you don't get scammed. So guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. I will say I do have multiple retail cross BOGOs. I've only sold one out of my collection. I still have multiple others. I think I've got black, purple, and yellow still available. So if you guys do want to see a cross BOGO, real versus replica, let me know in the comments below and I will be happy to get that going for you guys. I will go on to say this. There is one last thing I do want to say, and that is I do not condone the purchase of replicas. What you do with your money is up to you, but that's something I can't condone for this channel. But I do appreciate you guys for taking a look, and hopefully this will help you guys whenever you're buying your next box logo. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.